Hello.
And myself, Mod Archie.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry.
We're good?
No, no, no.
You didn't hear the intro. We're going to do it again. Okay. I'm going to cut this on YouTube so nobody has an idea. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Q&A. Now I'm going to mess it up. No, one more. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Q&A. Turn with Mod Jed.
Hey.
Mod Alfred.
Hello.
Mod Ghost.
Hello.
Mod Kieran.
Hello.
And myself, Mod Archie. Does anybody in specific want to go through today's updates?
Yes.
Mod Alfred.
Me? No, I think Jed can do it because he's been working hardest on it. So
Yeah, so we have a lot. They're the skill and quality of life updates. So we added a few things to make it easier for you to click objects that have ops when they're wielded. So the Slayer Mask, you can now check how you're doing on your task from your inventory with a right click. The Pharaoh Scepter, you can right click it and teleport from your inventory. Spellbook Swap, you can right click and get the straight to the spellbook without a dialog box coming up. We also changed the glory click zones in player-owned houses and got rid of the ops on crates in Castle Wars. So you can click straight on the bank chest without accidentally running and searching a crate.
And abstain is a good one to point out.
Abstain is, it's now live on the poll. So if you go and vote in today's PvP poll, you can abstain from things that you don't want to vote on.
Yep.
that won't count for the yes or no vote, will it?
I think there's a question.
Oh, is there? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll get back to that.
Your first question,
My bad.
Chris.
Right. Let's go ahead and tackle that one first. So all that remain says polls are harder to pass now that abstain is here.
That's not true.
It's not true whatsoever.
Yeah, so the abstain option basically gets rid of your vote from our pool of votes, and then we look at the yes and no's and we count that as 100%, and then we'll work out what's 75% of that.
So basically ignore the website's results. If you want more accurate results, look in game.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. And Mod Ash, do you have any excuses? He's at the premiere right now watching the 15th year anniversary, whatever the title was we gave it. Anybody?
Can't remember.
15 years of adventure.
Wow, there you go. All
Excellent.
right.
That's a documentary, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange
Yeah, really look
documentary.
forward to it, guys. It was a really interesting watch.
When will that be available on YouTube for them? Do we know?
I don't think
know.
we've decided an exact date yet.
Fair enough. Okay.
I thought you had to go to the cinema and pay to see it.
Sorry?
It's up in the air at the moment. We don't
Okay.
know when it's going to be available.
We'll let you know when you guys can watch that. All right, let's get into the questions then. Smooth asks, what will you do with shard share not likely passing?
We will likely look at pulling just a very vanilla loot share next week, perhaps.
Okay.
It's up for discussion still, and we'll see exactly what comes out of the poll and what feedback's left, and then we'll see what we want to do.
All right. Next question. Lau Pao says, Ruby Bolts enchanted on Zulrah make it turn invisible twice. Please fix this.
This is due to poly count. So Zulrah uses a fair amount of poly, uses a big snake, and there was Ruby Bolt, the anim that plays with the Ruby Bolt spec on the NPC, increases that poly count just over the limit very slightly, so it's just flashing invisible
Do you know
during
how
the
much by?
animation. I'm not sure how much by.
Okay.
So is that,
Might be an engine fix. I mean,
It'd
long
have
term.
to be like 2,200, Zulrah's 1,500. So it'd have to be a 700 poly
Really?
anim.
so probably just lower down the
I'm not sure.
Ruby Bolt
Yeah, the Ruby Bolt.
animation?
Yeah, it might be something else, like maybe the animation's going outside of the area that Zulrah occupies for some reason, and then it's
yeah.
making it vanish, because that's another option.
Possibly, it might be worth looking at, but we do want to do a long-term fix
Oh,
with the
yeah,
engine
we
as
so
well.
do.
So
Yeah, we've had enough of these. Any idea how many polys we're increasing that by?
I really don't know. I mean, until Ian gets to it.
Okay, cool.
Well, hopefully those issues should all go across the whole game, should go away.
Yeah, all the invisibility bugs, pretty much.
All right. OSRS Clara says, ETA for a poll on Artie Cloak Max Cape.
No.
No, I believe
No
we're
ETA.
going to offer it.
Really?
Like, enough players are asking for it that I'm happy to offer it. When we offer it, I'm not exactly sure. Perhaps on the next Quality of Life poll.
Okay.
But I believe we have the general Quality of Life poll next week.
Yep.
And then I think we have plans for a repoll poll sometime,
That's right.
not long after that. So maybe in the next month and a half sort of time.
Okay. Numbers asks, can we get a gray special attack bar for weapons without special attack bars? This would make combos like the Carol's Bow to DDS a lot easier. This is a great question.
I would love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we can do. We can see what your current special attack kind of amount is. You can do something with that. If it's add a special attack bar to every weapon, then so be it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would really love that. It would be super handy.
Basically, when you're using something that doesn't have a special attack, and then you switch to a weapon like a KO weapon, if you're PKing, that does have a special attack, it's kind of hard to click on it immediately, and sometimes you poke instead.
So you have it
doesn't
activated
immediately.
before
You wouldn't
You
be able
can-
to activate it.
You
No, you
can't
just wouldn't
activate
see
it
it.
before,
It would just
but
be there.
It would just be there so that
Yeah.
you can see.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on a slay task. I'm lower level. I'm still using. Let's say I'm using a rune scimitar.
Yeah.
But I have a spec weapon in my inventory, and
So you quickly
yeah,
switch
it shows
F1,
no,
and then
currently
it'll
it
be
shows no
easier to
special
do.
attack.
Yeah.
So I have to go and check my other weapon to see if I've got my special attack ready.
Right, okay. Oh, right, okay, I see what you mean.
So
Yeah.
okay, am I 100% spec yet?
So it's to see if
Yes,
you're
I know.
100% spec.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
So
sense.
if you could see what percentage you were at already, it would be really handy.
Yeah,
It's just
that is
displaying
really-
the information to the player all the time, basically.
That's really good. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. GWAP, could the Amulet of Glory trimmed be updated to be mountable like the regular Amulet of Glory?
I expect it is probably because it might be at the limit of what's available on the hotspot.
Okay.
If not, we could look at it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Jerry says, can the Dragon Claw special attack be smoothed out before releasing them?
Gonna let Alfie answer this
Oh,
one.
yeah, well, that's already been done. We've got it in game and everything, but only mods can use it
Yeah.
at the moment. So yeah, I was using it a lot today. So
If you've seen any JMods using the Dragon Claws, I used a clip in the weekly recap video this week. Somebody commented on that video saying the animation looks bad.
yeah,
We agreed, we fixed it, and it will be nice and smooth.
Well,
upon
it is
release.
nice.
That's just a placeholder though, wasn't it?
yeah.
Still?
The one before I made it in an afternoon. Now it's just a much more nicer looking one.
Yeah, we just we essentially did the minimum work possible,
Yeah.
so that we could have it on our JMods.
Did
Yeah.
no one specify on stream when it was done that it's a placeholder? We said, didn't we?
I think we
said,
did.
Make sure you specify this is a
Yeah.
placeholder.
It was a placeholder.
Unbelievable.
I just
Oh,
can't
well.
get the stuff.
All right. Elliot asks, any possibility of introducing a non-multi 5v5 option for the tournament worlds?
Things like this at the moment might not be worth it. If we reintroduce Tournament Worlds at some point down the line, there's quite a few things I'd like to see, like get rid of the timer at the start, have
Oh,
that as
yeah.
an option.
Right.
Options like this, but at the moment there's just not enough time left really to
We're
warrant
not
doing
going to
it.
reduce the timer in Clan Wars altogether, even. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
only going to
pretty
be here
reasonable.
for however many weeks left. It's a temporary thing that we do occasionally. The tournament worlds will be gone soon, but they'll come back again in the future. So yeah, I think that's a good idea. All right. Drop rate for the hammer from goblins at God Wars.
it has been done, but I haven't got around to testing it yet, so I'm not sure what drop rate Ash implemented.
Could be 1 million.
Yes.
have to
Well, all
find
we
out.
pulled was that it would be on the drop table. We didn't say exactly how common. So, you don't know what we've got up our
Don't
sleeves.
imps drop hammers in a God
Yeah,
Wars?
they do, but
It's,
they don't drop
Super
it that
rare.
commonly, and
it's just
you have to generally, if you want to kill a lot of them, you need to go in the
Yeah.
Zami area, which drains your prayer.
fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, we'll make it 1 in like 10 million and have fun.
Apparently we're muted. Frank or Z, we'll find out. Next question. Biomaster asks, can the Giant Mole and Chaos Ellie have their respawn timers reduced like the Calphite Queen got a while back?
I didn't catch that.
So yeah, which creature? I was too busy laughing at Alfie's beard.
Alfie,
Yeah. I keep
are you
scratching.
muting us by scratching your beard?
Yeah,
on
I'm
this? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're not muted. That's cool. So the Calphite Queen's respawn time got reduced a while back. Can we do the same for the Chaos Ellie and the Giant Mole?
Ooh, I wouldn't have a problem
Yeah.
with that.
We could do it to all the bosses that are kind of getting busy.
Would happily call it and see that done.
Well, Chaos Ellie and Giant Mole don't have separate instances or their own various boss rooms with multiple of them, so I can imagine they would be in that problem. Sounds
Yeah.
great. Okay.
They also don't drop anything that good either, so.
Yeah. Trek says, depending on the response from Monkey Madness 2, will there be room in the future for more quests?
Definitely, I
Yeah.
think we're using it exactly
Hopefully.
for that, really.
Yeah, if we're going to gauge the player's response to Monkey Madness 2, see how well it does on the poll, see what the response actually, if it does pass, see how much everyone enjoys it. If there is request for more quests, then
Yeah.
request
That's
for
a
quests.
mouthful.
Yeah.
Very good.
Do you know what the level people have to be at to actually play this quest? Like minimum.
Ooh, I don't think I've had
Yeah, we
something
can't
like this.
release that.
We have
Top
discussed
secret.
we have discussed requirements, but until the quest is actually further down in development,
Do you have a
we
rough
won't
idea of the
have-
percentage of people you want to capture for the quest?
Mid-levels, really.
I don't know about
it'll
that.
be
All of them.
It'll
All
be,
of the
it'll be like well, what we do know is that it will push the boundary on some of the stats that you do need currently for Questscape. So generally, but in general, going to be mid to high requirements.
Okay, cool.
Probably around minimum like 40 and highest could go 70 plus.
That's cool. I reckon like if we did another quest after this, it'd be nice to try and capture as many people to actually be able to play it as possible.
Definitely. I mean, we've already discussed doing quests on Zaire in the second half of the year. Like, it certainly seems that there's room to do it, especially when if we did smaller quests. For
Yeah,
Zaire.
yeah, sure.
Those don't really take that much dev time and could reasonably be achieved.
You know, people who just want like a master quest
Yeah,
every
well.
time though.
They've got to be satisfied with Monkey Madness 2 on that front.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they definitely will be. Okay, Dr. Pepper says, why is there no option to save gear and inventory in tournament worlds?
This is because it would have to create a separate save game on your account, basically, and that would take a lot of setting up on the back end and also take up more memory and space, basically.
Yeah.
Currently, it works very cheaply by it just doesn't save.
It's just kind of like a shared bank with millions of each item.
Yeah.
So essentially, you just log into your account. You're logging into a tournament world. It says, "Okay, this is a tournament world." Teleports you to the tournament area at Clan Wars, and sets all your stats. And then when you save out, it just doesn't save, and then just repeats every time you log in.
It doesn't even take that long to re-gear. It's like a
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
most
that's
annoying
quick.
thing is like
Yeah.
F keys, setting up your F keys, stuff like
yeah,
that.
that's
But,
the
um,
thing bit. Yeah.
True.
That's just the cost of tournament worlds.
That is the cost you have to pay is resetting your F key.
Basically, but yeah, it's nice. What I did do when we launched Tournament Worlds was change the spot you log in at to right next to the chest, because before it was near
that's
the
nice.
altar.
Yeah.
So I think that has helped.
Speaking of tournament worlds, when going through today's update, I did miss out one. So you can actually set your stats now if you right-click on the chests. So you can build any account type you want, and there's new items in the chest to accommodate for all these different builds. I think I managed to get near enough everything. I think maybe Slayer Staff and a Berserker necklace are missing, but that can always be added in next week. But yeah, check it out.
Cool.
It's
If you do have any other requests that you want in the chest, just send them over and we'll add them in there.
Update we missed today also included the Share Potion spell, and that's for staminas and anti-venom? No, is that
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, moving on. Dingwill says, you've discussed the flax to bowstring spell a few times now. When will you pull it? Please add it to Lunar instead of Necromancy.
Definitely makes more sense on the Lunar
Yeah.
Book.
Yeah.
The issue with that is shuffling around spells on the Lunar Book could be very problematic.
It'd be under 94, so it would move Venge.
It would move Venge, and
We usually make a
unless you put it at the
99
end,
requirement.
yeah, stick it on the end. I think
But
there
yeah.
is a spell at the end at the moment.
Yeah,
that
Geomancy we currently actually had to put to the end of the spell book, as we got a lot of feedback before launch that please don't move Vengeance, please don't move Vengeance. It's bang in line with where we are used to it being, when obviously you're switching with your F keys and switching weapon, etc. So it's tricky, and so Geomancy is currently at the end. We're in mind that at some point we'll offer the ability to rearrange your spellbook. Not completely custom, but be able to get rid of teleport spells, get rid of skilling spells,
Yeah.
and only show combat spells, that sort of thing.
Let them
And
filter out the ones.
doing that should really solve the situation, and then we'll be able to put them in order again.
Okay. Here's a follow-up question to that one, saying, allow wilderness bosses and demi-bosses to drop the tier 1s in every world. Currently, right now, they only drop them in the Bounty Hunter world. If an Iron Man wants to get a rune pouch right now, the current situation only promotes bribing targets to boost kills by dropping cash or paying with main. I've seen this. I saw this earlier today. If an Iron Man wants an emblem, they can either struggle in World 18 to try to get those boss kills and fight with all the other players and try to get an emblem drop, or they try to get a target and either get the kill, as they should, or try to do the less intended option of boosting kills. So
I can't really see this passing a poll, to be honest. If it's making the bounty hunter,
it has
rules
Iron
easier
Man
to
in the
get.
title, so it would have a very hard time passing
Yeah.
the poll, pretty much. But
I don't have
The
anything
thought
against it myself.
Sorry.
unbelievable, Gareth.
Could you be more rude, Gareth?
I'll turn my mic off next time.
Halsha, next question. Could you buff Zamorak brews, make them worth using by increasing the strength boost to the same level as the attack boost?
I didn't even know we had Zamorak brews.
They boost you to
So
what,
rude.
120 attack if you're 99, so 2 higher than normal.
Pretty good.
But your attack is only like 114 or so.
I wouldn't mind it at all because they're very unique in that
Yeah. I think they
no
also
one really
damage you
wants
and,
to
like,
use
lower
them
your
despite the
defense or
fact they are the
something.
best.
Yeah. They like
I'd
your
be
cough.
very happy to give them a little
Another
bit.
cough. I've got
Okay.
plenty more coughs where that came from. trust me.
That's
I'm
great.
holding off at the moment. I can let them out
Fire
if
away.
you like.
You're a cough expert.
All right.
Modmaz has too, haven't you? Yeah.
Next question. Soli RS asks, will you open Castle Wars in Tournament Worlds? Would be awesome to see masses heading there. That's a really cool idea.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's just the feasibility of it, as well as, once again, the timing.
Could we just make it a map? So they could choose a map to play, and that would be the Castle Wars map, and then just throw flags in there.
Yeah, I think they want the whole game mode, right?
Well, that's
I don't,
kind of the whole
I don't
game
know if it'd
mode.
be that hard to do.
I mean, we already have in place a restricted kind of Castle Wars area where the players can't leave, but they can play Castle Wars. So it would be a matter of teleporting them there with them restrictions in place. I'm just not sure if there's time to do it with the current Tournament Worlds. But obviously next time when we do something like this, we can look into all the options.
Okay, cool. Akron asks, when can we expect the ability to choose which bosses we face in Nightmare Zone? Heavily requested one this
I
was.
believe that we are probably committed to putting that on the next Quality of Life poll. It's been brought up a lot, and Ash himself has also said that he would like to offer that.
Cool. Slayer Masters asks, can you increase the amount of Slayer spawns in Taverley Dungeon, Slayer Tower, and Brimhaven Dungeon? Also remove all wild dogs. All of them.
I don't know about all of them. Could keep
The
one.
whole game wild. No, I think we polling. To be honest, the wild dogs on the general Quality of Life week, making them unaggressive.
That sounds nice.
That obviously we can't get rid of them, but making them unaggressive, like because they are level 63, just because that covers everyone.
Yeah.
No one can get out of the way of
Yeah.
getting attacked by those wild dogs, and they are infuriating. And I think that will make instantly an improvement to doing greater demons in Brimhaven Dungeon or fire giants and the other tasks in there.
Or just increase the amount of dogs tasks that we give out.
Crocodiles while we're at it, right?
Yes.
But I would rather offer a new dungeon with some Slayer creatures in there occasionally.
Okay.
Just alternate locations.
Okay. Divine asks, how would clue scroll and pet drops work with shard share? Good question.
Okay, so the plan for pets, which is the big one I imagine, is that they would still go to the player who did the most damage, and they would not essentially be part of the shard share system.
Right.
So it would work exactly as they do now, basically.
Okay.
Nothing would really change. The pet would be offered to the player who does the most damage, not the player who's chosen because of shard share or loot share.
And the clue scroll would go to whoever got the drop.
And the clue scroll would be the same, I imagine.
Yeah. I was thinking we're doing shard share, not loot share with that one. Regardless, if you haven't voted, shard share is being pulled right now. Not doing too great right now. So we've said we're looking at pulling a very vanilla loot share next week. Was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, next question then. Faratho asks, can you slightly increase the crafting XP gained from building the Shade of Morton temple? I think you had a few Shades of Morton questions last week as well. It's not terribly played.
I guess no reason not to. It's pretty expensive to do, I believe, in terms of the things you've got to buy from that shop. Maybe we can look at it.
I think you could probably
nothing
use a
really against it at
revision.
all, because I would really like Shades of Morton to be cool.
Yeah, you might be able to get the official. Is there official world for it?
There is an official.
Yeah, you might be able
world
to get
for it.
that more busy if it actually had
Yeah.
decent
If we
XP.
had decent XP and we improved the Amulet of the Damned, there might be more reason to actually go and do Shades of Morton.
Yeah.
But in terms of the XP for the crafting walls, it is very AFK. So we might want to consider not doing it based on that reason.
Okay. Definitely for a buff to the amulet of damn, to be honest. Alright. Lion Yo asks, can we have a signpost outside of the player-owned house portals where it shows who is hosting a house/altar? Would reduce the amount of people asking who's the host.
It's a nice idea. I don't know if we actually have the ability to do that.
We've
See
never done
whose house
anything
is
like
currently
that
open.
before. It could suggest maybe a friend's chat. Yeah, but as for like a physical sign that allows players to customize and then everybody else gets to view that, that sounds tricky.
Yeah, I think that'd be a technical challenge, that one.
Easy scape. Just want to know whose house it is.
Can't like the portal shout out, oh, this house is hosting.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't have to have a signpost or anything.
Let's
I don't
hope
know.
this mic works. We could do that because we could do it in a similar way to the way that the dual arena scoreboard works. So we'd have some world variables and the player could say, my house is open, and save their name to that list.
Okay.
Would we be able to actually check that these houses are open? Because I can imagine it just filling up and no one ever getting rid of it.
Yeah, we probably could.
Okay. Nice.
Very good. Thank you,
Awesome.
Modmouse.
That'd be really helpful, actually, as a feature.
Next question then. GX Go Get asks, thoughts on Nightmare Zone style overloads for Castle Wars with normal range and mage potion boosts? Make Castle Wars more fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
I have no feeling either way, to be honest. Like, if players want it, it's something we could look at doing.
Would they be paying for them?
It's a
Or would it
good
just be
question.
available
Probably
in
just
like
get them
the,
off table,
the room
like
where you
the,
spawn?
the
Yeah, I
explosive
imagine
ones.
they'd just be inside
Yeah.
and not require people to get potions and
That,
take them in.
I could see that being a viable option.
Yeah.
For the record, I saw a nice kind of mention on Reddit the other day. If you use your Ava's accumulator on, oh man, let me remember his name.
Lathias. That's a guess.
I was
just
gonna
ruined
get
the
there.
game, man.
I'm not going to let you stand here for like 10 minutes guessing.
If you use your accumulator on him, he'll collect your arrows for you and give them back to you. Is that correct? Yeah.
It gives you the Ava's
just- it
effect,
just
I
get the
think.
gives
Ava's
them back
effect
to you.
inside the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a screenshot, like a whole bunch of arrows everywhere, and I knew that. All right. Next question. Mo asks, can you allow teleport crystals to be decanted at the Grand Exchange? Lyres and Pharaoh scepters as well. So that's the guy that decants jewelry. Do we care if it makes sense? For teleport crystals, I guess that can kind of fall in there, but Lyres and Pharaoh scepters, pretty far from jewelry.
The Pharaoh Scepter, I mean, does that mean he wants the one with zero charge, like one with zero charges to destroy when you do it? If you've got two Pharaoh Scepters with 4 charges, does he want them to combine and destroy the second one, or?
I'm going to say he
Would
doesn't
it?
want them to be destroyed.
Yeah,
Probably just make 1/8.
I suppose, yeah.
1-0?
Mhm.
Why would you have to destroy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is that possible then? Do you know?
It would
I
be.
imagine so.
Be an
It'd be
interesting
nice to
idea.
get, like,
I would
cover everything
rather,
that has charges like that.
In terms of the elf crystals, I would like to make that the elven, I think is it a Luned and someone else, but they charge your elf crystals, and I'd like to make them charge it, even if they're on 2 charges or 1 charge. So if they're not fully charged, they'd still allow you to charge it. Because currently, when you have 2 charges and you want to go and charge them, you got to use all the teleports to get them to 0 before you can do it,
Right.
which is a bit frustrating.
Okay. Not a bad idea. Osoxia asks, can the armadillo crossbow have the same special attack as the blowpipe?
No. No.
Wow.
Why would you do that?
I don't know if he means the animation.
Do you mean
Ah, okay.
just the
The animation for the Armadillo
Basically,
crossbow is one of the nicest
doesn't-
ones.
the armadillo
Of
crossbow
all,
does
to be
have a
honest.
nice looking animation, but the special attack sucks. It
What's
doesn't.
the special attack do
doesn't
exactly?
do
it
anything.
increases your accuracy?
It
doesn't it?
increases your
Oh, right,
accuracy by
okay.
like 4%.
I thought the special attack was the blue bird. that
It
flies
is,
out
but that's
there.
just the animation. But as for like extra damage being dealt by using your
Oh,
special,
sorry, I
it
thought you
doesn't
meant like the
actually.
same animation. Sorry,
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
my caveat.
Yeah.
You just automatically assume everything's about you, Gareth, don't you?
Well, I was told there'd be some graphical questions.
There's a couple in here. We'll get there.
Up your game, Chris.
For the record, guys, not many graphical questions get asked. If you'd like yours to have a better chance of being asked on the stream, that would help. regardless, the armor crossbow spec sucks. We've talked about it hundreds of times, and we've never come to, I don't know, a basis on what we want to do with it. So
I didn't like people like were happy with the idea of making it do the blowpipe special either. So
yeah, I got some no's. All right. Next question. Token asks, can the kill death ratio counter work for levels 1 through 20 wilderness? It currently only works at 20 wilderness and up.
Really?
I'd like to see that. Yeah,
Seems
I
a
think it
bit
works in
weird that
PvP.
it does that anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
why?
It works in PvP worlds, I believe. It does in Deadman, for example. And I think it is actually 20 plus wilderness because it doesn't work in Edgeville. At least not for me.
Yeah, that's a bug.
I completely
I don't know if
blanked
it's
out.
a bug. I'm pretty sure it was like
What's
intended.
this?
The kill death ratio feature. Thing.
Oh.
There's a banner on the side of it. The
That only
Edgeville
works
bank.
in 20 plus wilderness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that does seem really odd. Like,
I believe it increments with any PK in the wilderness, not even just 20 plus. So
it might be
Doesn't work
because
in
they're
PvP
mapped
worlds.
down as different areas. 20
yeah.
plus is where you lose stuff. So yeah.
okay, we can have
do
a
that.
look at that. That does sound like it's a bug, and we'll
With
look
it
at how it's
working.
intended for it to be working and sort it if so.
Okay.
I'm angry. I'm angry if that's how it actually works and it wasn't intended.
Moving on. Whiskey asks, can the clickable area in Blast Furnace for the conveyor belt be increased and a left click use water for the bars added as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Modmaster says yes.
Easy one. Billy asks, will we have another chance to get the cow outfit for Old School's 3rd birthday?
Yes, just did that today.
Nice.
So
Last year you guys got a cow outfit. If you missed it, you'll have a chance to get it again. Our birthday is is it Valentine's Day? Is it 14th?
no, next week,
next week,
18th.
18th.
The update will be going out next week with the 3rd birthday event as part of it.
Cool. C-Dad asks, can the mage training arena be added to the minigame teleport? Would make sense.
Save you the run from Jewel Arena,
Yeah.
assuming it's the right place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mistake the two.
Yeah.
Definitely not going to give him a teleport like that to the wilderness.
So someone from the chat said that it's not a bug. It was due to people using the lower wilderness levels to just farm the kill count.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That makes sense.
But
whatever.
I mean, does the kill count? The kill count does nothing, does it?
Yeah,
it's
it
just
just
gets
info
you.
to display to the player. They don't get anything for it, so
Oh, yeah.
we may as well let them do it in lower level wilderness because people would find it interesting to themselves. They know if they've cheated or not.
Back to the question though, the mage training arena being added to the minigame teleport really just saves them a bit of a run from the duel arena there.
Yeah, if it's just a matter of adding one to that list, then that's easy enough. We could put that on the quality of life, the last one that we're doing.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Crozer says the lizard shaman are still safe spottable despite today's update. Can they be fixed?
Yeah, I saw this. Liam was talking with Ash about it, and we've decided that what we could do is allow some of the normal lizard men into the area where people stand to safe spot. And what they would do is attack you over time. So it wouldn't necessarily be like, you know, you'd have to focus on them, but it would stop you just being able to farm there indefinitely.
Okay.
There's that, or just get rid of the obstacles in the area so that it's a lot more open.
Just make it into like a square.
Yeah,
Or
but I
a
think
plank.
it's nicer to have the NPCs do
Yeah.
it.
I like the
It
first
was meant
option,
to be
that
a lot
sounds nice.
harder, like primarily. It was just
It's just the
yeah.
cannons.
The place was meant to have no cannons allowed, but
Well, we released the Dragon Warhammer drop rate today. It was 1 in 5,000, right?
Yeah.
So it's significantly rare. It's very rare. That being said, you can kill them stupidly
pretty
quick.
easily.
Were we
yeah.
not going to have lizards smashing up the cannons? Did we not?
I really like
Yeah,
that
I
idea.
Yeah.
I think if we could pull that, if we can kind of sneak that in a poll,
Just never made it onto the poll.
yeah.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
I'm outraged, right?
Yeah, I know.
It's
I
not-
thought that was
it's not
solid.
cool.
Who do we play?
Yeah.
It would have
Sneak
been
it in the next
perfect on the
one, right?
PVM one last week.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's true.
We can
So-
sneak it onto the leftover quality of life poll that we do.
Okay.
So
Got a
it's-
miscellaneous
it's-
one coming up.
It's a leftover.
Yeah.
Great.
So the idea here,
That's
Juan
quite
goes going on about.
Unbelievable.
We mentioned this a few Q&As ago back-ish. It was like the one after they were released. That how am I trying to say this? The lizard shaman would walk around and destroy the cannons, and you wouldn't be able to get them back. They would just like Godzilla just smack it.
There's currently bosses in game which do the same thing. I think the King Black Dragon is one. So if you put down a cannon around the King Black Dragon, he will turn around, he will destroy your cannon, and it will be gone. And that's it.
Really?
Really got
Bloody
a
hell, I didn't know that.
animation as well, man. That's
Yeah.
Maybe it
awesome.
just disappears.
So we can have the shaman do something similar.
That sounds awesome.
Just have dust on the ground.
Do you think so?
Ashes.
Be prepared to vote for
Yeah.
that. We're going to try to get that into a poll. Cool. Art has the next question. Any chance we could get a built-in solo boss kill tracker? So, for solo god
A what?
And solo. So something to track how many kills you've gotten in a solo trip, despite if you had teammates or a crashing team come in and get some kills, they would not count towards your solo kill tracker. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So that's sort of like how Iron Men can't get a
we
drop.
can tell when a player's done 100% of the
Yeah,
damage
exactly.
because we do that with Iron Men.
But for a team? Or is it solo as in just by
solo,
yourself?
just for one
Solo.
person. Yeah.
Um,
It's more just for bragging rights. That's all it is.
Okay.
so yeah, we could do it.
Okay. People saying waste of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I think that's sort of how I felt on it. Is that it's such a small amount of people that this
Yeah.
would really help out. That
Well, there's a lot of people that are trying to break the records lately for things like Sarah.
given that you can essentially already calculate it from your
Yeah.
kill count on screen, and if you want to prove that you haven't cheated, just record it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
you know if you've cheated or not. Is ultimately
That's
what
all that
matters.
counts. Harbor asks, when can we see the gray, white, and black Graceful sets discussed in the last Q&A? I didn't know there was a gray and black.
They're
I just
going to
saw the
ask
white
every
one.
week now. You shouldn't have said yes. When you can get 100% favour in all the houses, I guess, no point having it yet.
Yeah.
'cause
That update
you
will
wouldn't
be
be able to
coming
have it.
soon, TM.
Yeah.
In terms of allowing people to get 100% favour in all the houses, I believe we're looking about. You're the one, I guess. You're the one. You're sorting out the graphics for this. Would you like to give an estimate?
Pick a date. Has to be right.
If you're 1 week off, you'll
Can't
be fine.
push him like this.
I reckon like when we release Zaya 2.
Oh, so next week.
In terms of the statue.
In terms of the statue.
No, yes, the statue. I allow people to.
Oh right, yeah. I reckon probably we should aim for mid-March for that.
Yeah.
But it's really down to Matt, to be honest. I don't really want to sort of like put
Yeah.
dates down because it was kind
Yeah.
of like his idea anyway.
Alright.
But as far as graphics goes, we've got the statue. We could just like edit it a little bit. That's probably about a day's worth of work. Making a giant block to sort of like carve it out of is no time at all.
That'd be good for a Let's Design Zale live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would actually. Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad. We'd just be editing a model though, so it's not really making something from scratch.
Yeah.
So people might find that
Cleaning
a
up,
bit
yeah.
plain. But at the moment, I'm currently making the paths and everything that sort of like lead to it, and the player competition for the like Sigil of Karen is going to be lining those paths,
Right.
and it all kind of like marries together. So really, that job's currently in the process. It's just kind of split up into sections.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, quite a few people are mentioning champion scroll rewards in the chat. I really do want to do something with the champions challenge. Suggest rewards, because we can easily increase the amount of XP you get in Slayer and HP, which right now is very much 0. For a 1 in 5k drop, this should be pretty good, but suggest something good. I mean,
We had the ideas of cape.
yeah. I
That's the
did
obvious
really
one.
like the cape of that. So essentially the idea was that you'd get a cape the first time you do one, and each time you kill another champion, the cape would degrade a little bit, through, essentially like through your adventures, through your battles. The problem with that is that you need a different cape model for each incremented stage, and with 13 plus champions,
You'll have no
potentially-
cape left at the end.
potentially more. Do you think you could make 13 unique capes that look
Just
like
like
they're
a
more
string.
degraded than the last?
No. Yeah, I think
Probably not, yeah.
yeah, like the polygons would just, it would look like neither here nor there. You're best off just having about 5 different versions, to be honest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
they
just
won't be
adjusting the
unique, will
description. That'd just be a better idea.
I think we could pull it off without it being each individual state for all the champions, but
Yeah, I think so, why not?
every 3 you kill, it degrades a little bit.
Yeah,
And
that'd make more sense. Otherwise, it's just too nuanced, and you wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to tell the capes apart very well.
I think it might be a nice idea.
Okay. Bradley asks, could we see more Let's Design Zale live streams with Mod Ghost and Alfred? Look at that.
Yes, you can. They'll be starting in a couple of months, I should think. Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you have an idea of when to start them? 'Cause you asked the other day as well, didn't you?
I'm not the one doing them, so
Right, fair enough. I'd say, like, to be more specific, once the design for Zeta is completed, then we can actually start production on it properly
Yeah.
from a graphical standpoint, so we can start showing people stuff then.
Okay. Cool. Jay asks, can we please have the ability to NPC contact to get a decayed cannon back from Nulodion?
So you're going to deliver it. It does save you the trip, but
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't
We
really
can't really
Yeah,
think of
like-
anything that makes sense there, to be honest, but yeah.
Did anyone see that gnome thing on the Terror Bird?
yeah, that's what I was
delivering
thinking of just
food?
now. It's like
yeah.
you could bring your whole cannon on its back.
Just spawn out of nowhere.
If we could do that, then yes. But unless we can promise that, then I don't know.
Okay.
I
He's
do
gonna
know why
follow
people
up.
want it, because it's so annoying having to go back there when you lose your cannon.
He's got a follow up to that, actually, saying, as well as the ability to NPC contact to receive your daily bone meal from Robin. A bit more feasible with that one, in terms of, like, making sense.
Could be something that could be made automatic with the diaries, but then it's... I'm not sure.
Of course, it'd have to pass full anyway, so
Yeah.
it'd be a tough one.
Yeah.
Right?
It's spreading.
You're next, Chris.
Moving
Next
on.
week it will just be you.
Okay. Google it asks, can we please get a cosmetic Slayer helm upgrade that would allow us to attach monster heads to our Slayer helm? I had a similar idea.
What the hell?
Wasn't necessarily attaching monster heads, because you can't just wear the boss's head. But it was color-coded Slayer helms to match. So like a black and red Slayer helm for the KBD.
Have you seen the list of bosses? Like, how many color combinations do we need?
I
Like,
think we were just talking like, I
Or
think
just-
the three was the Abyssal Head, the Caliphate Queen, and the King Black Dragon.
oh, it's the actual
That's all right.
heads that you get. Okay.
We really liked this idea, didn't we? I think
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
wanted to.
it was a highly desired idea, to be
I think we
honest.
really wanted to go ahead and offer that sometime.
It's
Whether
just
this is
more
what he's
recolors,
asking
though,
or
you
not.
know.
It wouldn't be recolors.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we were
not
looking at
recolors.
completely different models.
Okay.
If we made 3 models then, in which case, would people then ask for more models on top of that afterwards?
Nah.
They
I
would
think
probably
they'd
ask for
fit.
each of the
They have a
heads.
satisfied.
So we have the KBD head, we have the Catholic Queen head, we have
Abyssal.
the Abyssal head, but then there's also Kurask and maybe a couple of others, Basilisk.
All the
So if we
heads.
wanted to include,
Joking. No.
if we wanted to include the other heads, then I think it would be more like 5 or 6.
Okay,
Yeah.
what if someone sees one of these heads, they can definitely appropriate that as being the Slayer helm, because it is a Slayer monster
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
With
I
the
think
desi-
they
I'll
would
show you the
really
design
send
after the
them.
stream.
Okay, that's cool.
The 3 that were specifically mentioned prior were really good. They were really well received by the community,
Sure.
and everybody was in favor of them. This guy,
Sorry, from a graphic standpoint, if we've already got the models, we can literally just rip the head off NPCs, resize them to fit on players, and that's it. But at the same time, do we really want to go down this road of like customizing objects to look like other things, or do we
Well,
want definitive items to
it's-
suggest what something is in game?
it's purely painting them. It's not like adding horns or anything.
Okay.
Or like
So it is a recolor.
So it is just
So
a
it is
just a
recolor.
recolor,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is a
So-
cosmetic thing.
I'm not sure about recolors. I'm really.
I'll show you
not
the
a
design
fan
after
of
stream.
them.
We'll see what you think. All right.
Okay, fair enough.
You'll say yes by the end of it. Next question. Flat.
What does the chat say to like recoloring Slayer helms to match the color scheme of Slayer monsters?
Oh man, they don't have the image now though. That's not fair.
I believe
it looks really
we,
cool.
We are there were different models, right? They were the.
I
don't
could take
know,
any
to
item
be
in
honest.
game and give it a color scheme that looks cool. It doesn't mean we should do it though, does it?
Yes.
I believe it was like a combination of the Slayer helm and like the KBD head. It's more like what it was,
Okay.
and it's unique for each one.
You are right. I should see it before I judge
I'll
it.
show you
You're
it.
right,
I'll show
yeah,
you it. Don't
okay.
worry. Okay. Flap asks, currently, if someone hits the Chaos Elemental and it heals back to full health, and Iron Man still won't get the drop, can you fix this? Sounds like a bug. To be
Yeah, if
honest.
it's not doing that with other monsters, then
No.
that
I
does seem a bit
believe
weird.
it does do it with other monsters.
In that case,
So-
it's
I think there's value in looking again at exactly how Iron Man rules work, because there are a lot of issues with Iron Man not knowing that it's been damaged and then finding out, oh, I've just killed General Grado, but I didn't know that it had already been damaged, and they don't get the drop. It's a bit lame, really.
Yep.
So I think looking at the rules somewhat is probably worth considering what we could do about that.
Okay. Smack asks, can we get updated Elite Void helms and gloves to match the Elite Void sets, even if they were just purely cosmetic?
What is it in
So you
RS3?
made the body
what
and the legs.
what are they
You
meant
made
to
them,
look
right?
They were imported from the archive,
Yep.
and they're adapted to suit old school. So they'd look like a particular iteration of the Void kit from, I think, 2009 maybe.
Do you want to do a helm and the gloves as well?
If they're already in game and then we start changing things, then it has. I always think it's got to be a definitive item, not like two items that do exactly the same thing but look completely different.
Right.
So I'd always stick with that principle. So we'd have to change it completely. No one would be able to keep the previous helm. It would have to be the updated version which matches the current kit.
Well, there's the normal Void set and then there's the Elite Void set,
Yeah.
so there would be two versions.
Okay, no, but like the Elite Void helm surely does
Yeah.
something different to the Void helm, doesn't it?
Well, it
he's
looks
saying
at the
even just
moment. I
purely
don't think you
cosmetic.
get an
There
elite
isn't
void
an
helm.
void helm.
There isn't. an
Some
Elite
people
Void
wear
helm.
the elite body and legs that gives them a small stat increase.
Okay, sure.
And then they still wear it with the old version of the helm, etc., which
Okay.
still fits. But yeah, I'm not sure whether there's much value in doing it because
Okay.
it would also take up the ability for us to offer elite void as something that does actually have a increased benefit.
So there is one Void helm in game.
There's three. There's a Ranger one, a
What?
Mage one, and a
Oh,
melee one.
Right, okay, but there's no Elite Void helm.
No.
That's what we're going for.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
It'd be elite versions of those three.
Okay, so there'd have to be like elite versions. I don't see too much of a problem with that, but would they do exactly the same thing as the Void
Yeah,
helms
if they're going to be
Yeah, yeah.
cosmetic, otherwise I think
Oh,
it'd be
no.
once again making
don't-
Void even more
Cannot.
OP.
We can't do that.
we're not gonna
We
do
call
that.
it the void, and I don't see much value in releasing them if they're just cosmetic. So I think
Yeah,
No, I
we
don't
should
want to
change
do
it.
that, sorry.
Just not
I
coming.
think that's a unison of no's across the
No.
couch.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay.
Sorry.
We've got a few questions coming up with images, so we're going to try to get those on screen for you ASAP. This first one coming from Limport, who has a suggestion saying, monkey backpack reward from Brimhaven Agility Arena.
Yes.
So
We love
1,200
it.
tickets. That's so many tickets that you get a cool monkey that does nothing but
No, it collects clues.
hangs on your back. It would be cool if he could do something like
Yeah.
collect the nests or the nuts out of the nests from the bird's nest.
Yeah, he keeps it in his own
Stuff
backpack
like
or
that.
something.
I would love that.
Let,
It would
let's,
it would clip with everything.
let's not ruin it.
Yeah.
Let's say he does nothing. He's just a cool looking monkey that sits on your back.
Everyone just saw that adorable monkey and they're just sold straight away.
How do you
Even
think pets
myself, I was
happen?
like, yes!
This is a cool one for a straw poll, to be honest.
I reckon
So
it could work. Yeah.
We're going to try to sneak that
Graphically,
in
would
there
it be
if we can.
possible? Because as Kieran said, like with clipping, it
Right.
could be
Yeah,
the
if you
biggest
clip it, it would
hassle
work.
of all
Could we
time.
make it
He's
so that you
gonna-
can't wear?
Yeah, it'd have to fit in the cape slot,
Yeah,
obviously.
it-
Well, you
Actually,
obviously
yeah,
could
okay.
wear a cape, but we could
In
just
the
make it so that
images.
you can't wear a body, a piece of armor.
So
That's tough. If you have a Bandos chest plate,
The only thing in front of the body is the actual.
Exactly, that's the reason we could use when you if you've got a piece of body armor and you try to put your monkey on your shoulder, then it'll be like that'd be dangerous. There's spikes.
Yeah.
if it was really going to cause a problem, I'd just make it so the monkey holds onto your
Yeah,
shoulders.
and just drapes
then-
down.
Yeah, it'd just literally be monkey hands on your shoulders or something.
Like
That'd be
Yoda.
fine. Like Yoda, if you like.
I like that.
now he likes it. He's
Yeah,
like,
I've changed my tune.
is it like Yoda?
Can we get a straw poll in the chat? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. You guys can vote. So that was the monkey backpack reward from the Brimhaven Agility Arena. Going to cost 1,200 tickets. A lot. And the Brimhaven Agility Arena just recently got a buff, didn't it?
Yep.
So enjoy it a bit more.
Did you not like Yoda before?
I love Yoda. It was the monkey.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
You don't like the
We'll get
monkey?
the results from that straw poll
That's
momentarily.
even worse than not
Yeah.
liking Yoda.
Moving on, we've
More
got
Jedi.
Like Yoda, he does.
we've got more questions, so you guys should just calm down.
Damn, boy.
This one also has an image. We're going to try to get that on screen soon for you. Arexel has a suggestion here saying, display your remaining 4-hour purchase limit on Grand Exchange items or limits in general. So percentage on that question, would you like the purely cosmetic reward from the Brimhaven Agility Arena being the monkey that rides on your back? Straw poll, over 1,000 votes, 85%. It's a good ratio there.
That'd be a nice one. Is it
And-
just a cool reward?
The follow-up question we didn't actually get to gauge a reaction from, but I'm going to say it was all PogChamps. They all want to they all want the Grand Exchange limits visible on screen. Whether that's something we're able to do is the question. Okay.
Yeah, Mudmass says that would probably take engine work, so it may not be feasible for us to do in the short term.
Okay. Have to ask Ian about that one, but we're going to assume you all said yes. Moving on, another question here with another image. So Chief Iron asks, Zaya house kits in our player-owned houses would be awesome for the upcoming construction update. There you go.
Isn't
We
the
got there.
house kits all filled up, aren't they?
I believe we are either at the limit or
We're
one or
close
two
to-
off.
close
Yeah.
to, yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's really feasible, and I'm not sure how well they would lend themselves to. the
Yeah,
POH.
it's true.
The Shizzy Intense, especially.
Yeah, it'd be awkward, wouldn't it? 'Cause they're
Yeah.
very angular.
I
don't
don't. It wouldn't be easy.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can
that'd
see
be
it.
really
The
hard, 'cause
text
there's
on the
a
bottom
height,
right there said that Piscarius had to be on docks, on water too. So
Yeah.
there you go.
You're asking a lot there.
This was with the proposed construction update that we're doing in the
I
near
would
future.
certainly love.
Yeah.
I would certainly love new styles for the POH though. They're always really nice.
Is that a possibility then, or
Right, we can't do water on the floors.
mod lazy? Come on.
We can't do water on the floors, but we could certainly do the decking. There are parts of Piscarius that aren't on land, they're on that sand,
Yep.
so we could do that nice sort of like sand blended with dock texture, not texture, I wish, polygon surface. And for the shading, we could technically do canvas stretched over. Get a hold of yourself. It's all right. We could just do
Just something reminded me of what just happened with the sound.
So we could do some canvas stretched across some upright poles and then just have like those red sort of like tribal symbols on them and stuff.
Yep.
So we could adapt it to be thematically the same. We can't make it exactly the same though.
Okay. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see when exactly that construction update is coming.
Also, we can't add like lamps and stuff onto the walls because they take up the whole tile. So yeah, they would have to be edited quite a bit.
Man's got a point.
Yeah.
Next question. This is the last one with the image. There's an image here from XAlex. Another suggestion here. Ever wanted to look like the Barrows brothers? He's pitching this to us. Now you
Oh,
can.
I know what's coming.
With a ghastly
I know
die.
what's coming.
With what?
Oh my god!
Well, this is just one of the 4 images. We're not able to show all 4 right now. Basically, as a Barrows reward, for doing Barrows, there was a purple dye, which you could then use on a Barrows piece, which would make it.
This
Well,
is
it
like-
wouldn't look like that. It'd actually be see-through. You know what
we
the-
could do it, but
Can we make it really rare if we do it?
Yeah. This idea has been brought up like a million times.
yeah, I mean, I
Well,
prefer the
I
idea
mean,
of pets over
I'd
this.
love to make it really rare, but then you also need like 4 of them
Yeah.
for it to even look reasonable. It's another recolor.
How much of the
And
gold
Barrows-
dies?
Would they be
Barrows,
tradable?
yeah,
What happens when you
has-
die with it? Does the die fall off? It's gone. Does the guy that killed you suddenly get it back in bottle form? Like, I don't know.
The
Maybe it
Barrows
just becomes
has
untradeable.
The whole degradation system and everything around it too. It wouldn't be straightforward to do.
I think you could easily make it look better than that.
It's a
recolored
strange
Yeah, we would-
concept.
we
Like,
wouldn't
what's
look as
ghostly
bad.
dye?
Yeah.
Are you pouring on like just ghostly essence or something? I don't know.
I don't know. It'd be a tough one. It's an interesting idea, and I'm for making Barrows more interesting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure. Especially since
That would-
I'd love to add a new reward to Barrows.
Yeah. Okay, so one to reconsider. We can revisit that one. Next question. Cinders, another suggestion here. So he says soul bonding equipment, insurance against hijackers. So soul bonding for 200k each item. I think this number should be, different for each item, obviously, depending on what we can do. But basically, yeah, you would take the item to an NPC, say, this is my Armadillo God Sword, I want to insure it. I can never take it into the wilderness, I can never trade it, I can never dismantle it, I can never drop it, I guess. Just to make sure that if somebody, for some reason, did get on your account, they couldn't do anything with it. That's the idea.
So, would you be able to use it?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
what if you died? Then it drops.
Don't know.
Yeah.
There are so
If
many
you-
situations where we'd have to.
Yeah.
I imagine it would work similar to how item lending
Maybe you've got
works.
it goes back to the lender. You got to pay an extra.
You're not lending it
200K.
though.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
that
yeah,
gets
to
rid
the
of the
person that you
risk.
insured it to. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got to pay a
Collects
mil
them.
if you lose it.
I don't know. That's still like changing the mechanics of the game too much in terms of an anti-hack. Something would be nice. I don't know if this is the way to do it though.
Yeah.
Fair
It
enough.
seems like it'd be one of those ones that would just have so many loose ends that'd be difficult to tie.
Yeah.
So, and it's not getting a great response there. Moving on. No player asks, have you ever realized how you get stuck on the edges of pest control portals? Can we fix the pathing finding there? Ash actually replied to this guy already and said, yes, he can do that. He has a trick to get around that, but I can relate to that one.
Nice.
Hopefully somebody else can.
Nah.
All right, no more PC prods. 24 asks, can you increase the maximum number of Zulrah tasks to 35? It's currently 15. Do we want more people killing Zulrah?
We could do it. I guess there's no real
Why ask it then?
reason.
Because it's a good question, man.
It's certainly possible,
What's your answer?
but I imagine there's a reason we balanced it to be lower. As it allows you to. Does it allow you to have Slayer Helm?
I think
I
so.
guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't people complain that Zulrah scales are always like too high in price anyway? So if we just allowed more people to play it continuously, then there'd be more of them in game.
I think we've just
got a
had
new
the
update.
items to scales are just passed in the poll, so that'll be coming through probably next week. So we'll see a lot of scales coming in, hopefully
Cool.
through that.
Okay. Last question we've got right here before we move into some from the chat for the last few minutes or so. Dalit Cookie asks, can you increase the aggression on Vettian's dogs? They often flee back into Vet's earthquake range while meleeed.
If they have, so certain NPCs can be given the ability to flee when they're low health. If that's what they're doing, it can easily be removed.
Okay.
Assuming that's what she's talking about. But I don't know for sure.
You do have to
Increase
kill the
aggression on
dogs to
Vettian's
continue
dogs.
killing the boss,
Yes.
right? Yeah, okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
can
gonna-
certainly see how that's annoying.
I'm gonna say she wants them to stop fleeing, basically.
So I'll investigate and have a look at it and see what can be done.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to some questions from the chat here, guys. Let's see. Raffle asks, are you going to do anything to Deadman mode? At the moment, we don't have any plans to touch it that I know of until
Apart from seasonal mode.
Yeah.
6
Seasonal
hours
is on its way.
at some point. It did pass a poll where you get 6 hour of immunity.
Oh, that's right,
So
yeah.
that will be going in at some point soon. When I
Yeah.
don't have a date for it. But
Okay. Lolcats for the win. Would you consider adding an agility shortcut to the Barrows stone wall directly across from the bridge in Morton? Maybe somewhere between 78 and 85 level requirement. Is that easier access to Barrows then?
Could just.
Just gave him a teleport.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gave you a teleport. Just switch to necromancy if you're doing Barrows. That's
Yeah.
easier said than done, but still.
I certainly don't have a problem with new shortcuts in the game. They're always
Okay.
nice to have new reasons to have high agility.
A lot of yeses in the chat, so maybe that's a preferred option there. Tofu says, the anchor is my favorite weapon, but it's a little pointless with the current meta. Could we possibly get a mod from Kraken to make it higher and relevant again? So wrapping the Kraken around the anchor sounds pretty cool.
I do like
What
that
would-
weapon, so it'd be
Thing
cool
is-
to do something to it.
I think he says this because the Dragon Warhammer has recently devalued the anchor.
Yeah,
the
'cause
anchor
it
wasn't
was
very
pretty
used in
good.
the first place.
What would we
mean-
get it to do?
On a pure, it was
It's-
good. But I mean,
+1
What
strength.
would it do? It
yeah.
would have to offer the poison, obviously, I would assume, with the Kraken.
slightly higher stats.
Slightly
I mean, right now
higher,
it competes with the Abyssal Bludgeon above it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
And
only
you've got the
50
Dragon
attack.
Warhammer's crush weapons. It's tough to find a spot for it in terms of crush.
It's
Yeah,
If
everything's
it's-
quite close on there.
It's
Can't
got
have
a
it
lower
rival-
requirement,
can't have it rival the
then
Dragon
that
Warhammer.
helps.
Yeah.
But we haven't got too much room to buff its stats.
If you're willing to consider a different special attack, the spec is okay, but it's not fantastic.
What does it do?
You slam it down.
Yeah, I
and
know,
you get
but, like, what does
a
it actually do?
Higher
It's just an increased damage.
damage.
boost.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that
Yeah,
bad?
I
That's
guess
good, isn't it?
It's good, it's just not fantastic. You would typically want to use a Granimal instead.
Plus, we do
Right.
need somewhere to find what we could buff. And
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those weapons that's not terribly in need of a buff, I think.
'cause there are enough alternatives in place. It's not like
Yeah.
it's
It is a really cool weapon, and the running animation is by far the best in the game.
If like wrapping the Kraken tentacles around it made it do something different, like gave it a side effect that made it better.
If they're
rather
happy
than
enough
straight
with
up
just
upping its
Venom,
stats.
then
Oh,
is that
no,
enough of a buff?
Don't know
No?
if we want to add Venom. Sounds dangerous. All right, let's do the next question then. Movie says, scoreboards for how many kills per trip in front of every God Wars entrance. That's an interesting idea. Can we do that? Put scoreboards in front of, by the door, rather, to every God Wars dungeon entrance for solo, duo, trio, and group. That's getting a little excessive there, but let's just say scoreboards
What does it mean for the team that's currently in?
for your team. Show your scoreboard with your team. And yeah, I guess
Do you
other
reckon
teams
that's
as well. I
possible?
don't know.
Because
Yeah, like how will we be keeping track of
Yeah,
which
that's the whole thing.
teams
I don't know
are
how
doing
we
what?
could easily keep track of it. Given that people can leave and come in all the time during a trip, it's
yeah, if one person
That's the
leaves,
question
it might
then.
just reset.
I don't
I don't know.
think it's feasible. I see what they mean, but in terms of tracking it from our end, it's not feasible. I don't think.
All right, Iron Man Chris asks, are you going to add Virtus Perdix and Torva anytime soon? Yes.
That's never heard.
Of course.
And the week after,
Yeah.
EOC is coming out.
That's a no.
Yeah,
Didn't you
I
say
mean,
that you'd
You
like
heard this
something
here
with the
first.
visual look of the original Torva though?
Oh yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it looked really, really, really cool.
Do you know when the original Torva came out?
2011.
Nine.
2011 January the 4th, maybe.
It's a bit too recent, really, isn't it? To like the old school.
Yeah, it took a massive leap forward in terms of the power of armor, because it also boosts your maximum HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at somebody's HP, you think, oh, he's on 50 HP, but he's actually on like 80.
150.
I was going to say I could probably take like the visual aesthetic and try and make something out of it when we produce
Definitely,
some new armor,
but-
presumably for raids.
I think they would just see it as a poor comparison
Yeah, I
unless we
agree.
actually offered the, they have been asking for a higher tiered magic armor though, more
Yeah,
frequently.
there is room one
So-
in terms of magic, because it doesn't have a God Wars version
Yeah.
to compare it to like Armadillo and Bandos.
It's not something we want to touch anytime soon. That's a really tough one, especially considering how we're offering new raid gear with Zaya Batch 2. Is it 2?
I
yeah,
don't
it
think
is.
we've even decided exactly what we're going to offer
I
as
think
rewards from that.
as far as like talk goes, just to speculate, we were going to have equipment that operates just in the raid dungeons
Yep.
to make each raid more productive.
Yeah.
But there's a specific style that I had in mind for that, which was shown on one of the Let's Designs airstreams. It will be kind of like fractured rock sort of armour.
Okay.
That doesn't sound as bad as I just made it sound. If you find the picture somewhere, it looked kind of cool and everyone loved it. But yeah, there's a specific style for that.
Okay. Next question. Would it be possible to add an animation for making Battlestaffs? Currently there is none.
Yeah. I mean, that's been asked for a long time
Yeah.
now. We can do that easily. We just put it in one of the quality of life things.
Yeah.
Would they want something consistent with the other
So
animations?
There's an RS3.
yeah, would it be would the color vary for each?
Yeah, you could
each
do
staff
that as
you're
well.
making?
So you-
'Cause-
You
Just
just
recolour that in config.
yeah, just recolor the orb in config whenever
Yeah,
he's casting
what
that kind of
It's
spell.
basically the anim they have in RS3 is you get the staff in one hand and
Staff
the orb
the
in the
orb.
other with the varying colour.
Yeah, I've
and
seen
just,
that before,
just like
actually.
screw it on top, it looks like.
I think along with that as well, we could do something about the colour of unpowered orbs. I've seen that getting mentioned a lot recently where,
Really?
yeah, people want them to be noticeably darker because at the moment they're brighter than like the air ones.
Okay,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, we could do that for quality of life as well.
yeah.
Have you made them
Don't know if
transparent?
we have time for any more of these questions. Can you put the Berserker necklace into Tournament Worlds? I think we said we'd kind of
Yes.
try to get that done, yeah. Bunch others there. Unfortunately, I got to wait for the next week. We can power through those, sure, why not? All right, Nate asks, when are hard clues from demons coming?
Next week.
Done. Duka, can you let the Hunter Cape allow you into Red Chin Cave for more use to the cape?
There's a red chin cave?
Yeah, but the achievement
It's a
is
diary reward.
Oh right,
it's an
okay.
extra cave.
To be honest, I wouldn't really want to take away from the diary on that one.
That's fine. Let's see here. Keelan, would it be possible to change the drop-down menu for attack options to buttons? make it faster to activate hidden.
Oh, so on your settings, when you want to set attack options to hidden, left click only, right click, that sort of thing. So rather than there being a drop down menu, there'd be buttons.
Right.
Space issues.
Yeah, we're already really short on space there. I am pinned. Can you make it so that you can sleep in your bed in your house and get everyone energy restored? That's been mentioned a million times.
We already have a
Force
plan for the construction update to include something that's going to be slightly more expensive than just using a bed.
Okay. I was going to say straight up no, but that's better. I laugh at possibility of pick up teleport scroll that appears at the end of each Zulrah kill. This could be an untradeable version.
No.
Done. Subaru. Any plans on adding Soul Wars to Old School? We discussed this 2 weeks ago, and we ended up coming up to a Soul Wars Stealing Creation mix that was not solidified. But
Yeah, we just want to. If you guys want it, shout for it, and the next time we do a priority poll, that'll be your big chance
They
to
do shout about it.
really make you guys heard, because it's a massive project to do something like that.
Hitchery or Hotchery? Will you ever consider adding something new to the prayer book, like a new prayer book? No. Adding something new to prayer, like a new prayer book. Okay. Not necessarily curses, but something to make the prayer skill more useful past level 70, aka Breaker and Augury.
There's certainly room to do more stuff with the prayer book because there's so many levels that don't have anything. Rigor and Augury are obviously things that we want to offer at some point. It's just finding the right piece of content. In terms of other prayers, there's room for it. I think it's just coming up with ideas, because we don't really want to offer like turmoil and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That concludes the Q&A. Got through all the questions. Don't think we have anything else to add. You've completed your challenge for the logo for Great Corrend.
Yeah, that is completed now. I posted it on Twitter, Old
Yep.
School Runescape Twitter, retweeted me as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Did do. All right. Aside from that, guys, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.